Hi, everyone. Welcome inside our Delta MSG studios from the Garden alongside Steve Alliquette. I'm John Giannone. 5-1 the final. Devils over the Rangers. And Stevie, there are probably some four-letter words being thrown around in there. The only one that stands out to me is ouch.
So when you're 24 games in, John, your team identity is set. And the players take over the room, and you know what your expectations are. Everybody has their roles clearly identified. The standards are set, and you can't say after 24 games that any of those things have been accomplished. That's why the frustration. And I feel like we're watching the game right now where the players have the yips. It has been a stress-induced lack of confidence that now my heart's bleeding for these guys because I've been there and I'm watching them not be able to make simple plays. Pucks coming around the wall, they're trying to bump it back to their defenseman to get out, and it goes to the slot for a scoring chance. Scoring chances on the offensive side of the puck where guys that typically dial their shots in aren't even close. Missed one-timers. There were, if you go back and watch that game, you could see the amount of, I want to say, 15 to 20 yips in that game. And that's when you know it's in the room. And it's in the walls. And the players have to dig themselves out of this. The coaches can't just talk them out of it.
We wondered what the reaction would be, what the response would be after Saturday's last half-minute win over the Montreal Canadiens, and the response certainly not what the Rangers wanted to see. Let's say what the Rangers have to say after this one. Here's the captain, Jacob Trouba, in the dressing room with Michelle Gingras.
Just where did you feel like this one got away from you tonight?
I mean, a couple early. Thought we had some good looks. I mean, throughout the game, I thought in the first we had some good chances. Didn't go in. There's one in, and just couldn't find our way back in.
You guys have struggled with your starts lately. Why? Why do you think there's been a disconnect there?
I don't know, but I feel like we keep getting behind the eight ball a little bit early in games. It's tough to dig out of that hole in battle in this league to get out of that. Thought we did a decent job staying with our game, but just not enough pucks winning first night.
A meaningful win against Montreal, and then tonight this. So just where do you go from here as a group? How do you regroup after this?
Just keep battling. You don't really have a choice. Got a couple days. Try to get things back headed in the right direction. We're back at it on Friday.
What's the level of frustration, the emotions you're feeling, of disappointment, anything? Just it's a rivalry game and not the showing you wanted tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think every guy in here will say that. Things haven't been going how we want to lately. It's a long season. I think the faster we can get out of this and turn things back in the right direction, the better. But right now, these aren't fun times to go through. But these are, like I said before, where teams get built, and you got to find your way through the adversity and get to the good stuff.
And you can hear perplexion in the voice of Jacob Trouba not really having an answer for things like why the starts have been so bad. I mean, we'll talk all about Igor Shesterkin, but now that's 5 straight losses for him. That's never happened before. He's allowed 7 goals in first periods in his 5 losses. 4 of those 7 have been within the first 5 minutes. That doesn't even count what happened in Edmonton because Jonathan Quick was in the net that night. I think the first of many problems we're seeing, Steve, is the Rangers just do not hit the ice looking like they're ready.
That start is beyond perplexing for me, John. To give up an odd man rush that early on, and then at 18 and a half minutes giving up a 2-on-1 where missed assignments all over the ice allow the New Jersey Devils, that everybody knows is a top 3 rush team, to break free. Igor, he doesn't even know where his net is right now. He's got so much going on in his mind. He has such difficult math to do as he's trying to distinguish where his teammates are so he can try and figure out and read, as we say, what the opponent's options are. There's options everywhere. There's open ice. He's seeing more open ice, time and space chances than anybody in the league. We covered that in the pregame show. The environment that he's playing at, it is harder than anybody else that's a starting goalie in the NHL right now. And the Rangers' defense, since the 24th of October, which when you go back to that time, John, the first 2 weeks of the season, the Rangers were rolling pretty good. They beat a few non-playoff teams. They beat Toronto in a big game Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, and that was a 4-1 win where you felt good about the team and where they were going. But that next week, And from that point to now, we haven't seen anything except for abysmal defense. And now it's gotten to the goalie. He hasn't been able to inspire the team out of this.
Right.
And now it's affecting him. You watch those goals, what do you see from Igor? They're going through him,
right,
or he's jumping to where he thinks the next play is, and it's coming back to the short side. So to me, he looks lost out there, and you don't see him like this.
And he, again, we talked about this in the pregame show. He's only played with a lead during his 5-game losing streak for 13 out of 300 minutes. I mean, my math, that's about less than 3% of the time he's played with a lead. So you can see maybe the pressure is starting to get to him as well, starting to build. That's also what we're going to talk about here on the postgame show. It's all part of the storyline of a 5-1 loss to the Devils. Let's hear what Adam Fox had to say. Michelle Gingras in the dressing room.
Definitely, we were putting pucks on net. He had a great game. I think, you know, it was a tough start, and then obviously the power play goals for them. But you know, we were putting pucks on net. We had, you know, good compete, I thought, but yeah, it was obviously, you know, too little too late there in the third also.
Starts have been a bit of a struggle for you guys. What do you think the disconnect is there?
Yeah, I didn't really, you know, see how the first one developed, but you know, obviously top line for them, you got to be above them, and you know, you give them opportunities with a little time and space and 2-on-1 with great players. You know, they make you pay. So, you know, we dug ourselves a little hole like that. But, you know, after those first two, I thought we were aggressive. Like I said, I thought we were on top of them and putting pucks on net. You know, their goalie had a really good game. And like I said, they got some power play goals too. But, yeah, we wanted to build off that last game. But, you know, I thought, like I said, the way we played in that third and how we were aggressive and on top of them and making them defend is, you know, how we got to play every period.
Do you feel like that is maybe some silver lining you can take from that, something that you can build upon going forward?
Yeah, I mean, you have to build upon it, I think. You know, you could say a lot and say you want to build upon it, but, you know, carrying that in, not just down 5-1, you know, when it's 0-0, when we're up 1, I think, keeping that aggressiveness and keeping that, you know, hunting on their D being aggressive on the wall, and you know, not giving them any time and space to make their plays and create chances is, yeah, something we, you know, should be doing every period.
How much?
Should be, but haven't been. Rangers now have lost 6 of their last 7, and they are now 13-10-1 on the season.